This is Reality Ghana. I am your hostess, Denisha.
And I'm Anthony, her husband.
That's right. Anyway, this segment is going to be about the fears of coming to Ghana. Listen, my husband told me about 6 years ago that he's always desired to come to the continent of Africa. I said, wait, no, we're not going over there. I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling Africa. And it was simply because of the things that I had seen on TV throughout the years growing up. It was everything that I desired not to be a part of. And it was just out of pure ignorance. I had no knowledge of the continent itself other than what I had seen on television. So we decided in 2018 to jump on board with a tour guide. His name is Bomani. You may have seen him too. Awesome tour guide.
Omani Tiembe.
Tiembe.
T-A-M, T-A-M, T-A-M-O or Tiembe, something like
He,
Omani.
he hosted the Africa for Africans tour in 2018.
Investment too.
We came, we saw, we liked, we fell in love. We've been coming back ever since. Like I said, first thing first, my number one fear was what I saw on TV. Coming up, all you saw on TV was the children that didn't have on any clothes, the big bellies, they're walking around hungry, the flies flying all over their face, and, they were sick, and, it was just something I never wanted to be a part of. Not that, I thought I was better, but because it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking as a child, and it was heartbreaking as an adult. So if that's what's holding you back from coming to Ghana, don't let that hold you back. It's nothing, and I repeat, nothing like what we've seen on TV.
Yes, I want to add to be on the tail end of what she's saying. Now you will see extreme poverty. You will see that. I don't want to lead anybody on. You will see that, but to a lot of these people, they know that they lack certain things, but to them they are not extremely poor. It's a way of surviving and a way of life. So yeah, you will see children playing. Like here, we see children playing in the ocean uh, without shirts on.
But
Sometimes,
they're playing.
yeah, they're playing, and you will see it because you're in a tropical climate. You will see a lot of people, a lot of men working without shirts. You'll see a lot of young boys playing without shirts. You'll see a lot of young boys swimming in the ocean with no clothes on.
Right.
You'll be walking past on the beach and they walking around playing with their little makeshift sailboats and stuff right by the ocean. They ain't got no clothes on.
But to
But
the flip
I'm
side,
saying that, actually to say that that's a cultural thing here. I mean, you find that in here that there's a lot of innocence still here. Like in the U.S., you got all kind of freaks that come out at night because they see something like that. They are ready to indulge themselves on these young people. So, um,
you're not gonna see it how TV tried to portray it. That's what I'm saying.
mhm,
They tried to portray it like they didn't have any clothes. They didn't have any. We know that in some parts of the continent, there is hunger. But here, we've even asked questions: how can a person go? There's so many trees, so many things that can, and we've even seen people what they call mad, but they basically out of their mind. The natives still feed those people. If they see those people are hungry, if those people ask for food, they still feed them. So, they haven't got about them. They're just, some people have
mentally
just,
challenged
right,
in a serious way.
right.
Yes. I've heard people say this and about being abduct, ab, yeah, abducted, yeah, abducted. It just sounds, yeah, abducted.
Because you pronounce all.
Just too many for I have a big tongue, so
I love it. You have fun.
yeah. But nobody's gonna kidnap you. Nobody's gonna take you. Now I don't know about some parts of the country.
Right.
Well, I know there's a story. I don't know if that's in northern Nigeria where 140 girls have been taken by
Little girls are children.
little girls. Yeah, the girls' school. They were taken by some rebels or whatever they calling it. That's been orchestrated.
They were found.
Yeah,
Thank
that's been
God.
orchestrated. So nobody here wants you. Now they may want your American money, but they don't actually want you. They're not going to take you. And most people that really visit the continent don't have millions and billions like that either. And then those ones that do got their money, they
They're gonna
stand
be
in a
untouchable.
yeah, they stand in a different location.
Right, right.
So nobody wants you.
One of my points was crime. You know, you would think, that would be something to make you fearful of coming to Ghana. I would tell you this: there is crime like anywhere else,
Yes,
but don't see it as often as
the
see.
magnitude in the U.S.
Right.
and the
So
U.S. Go ahead.
so don't allow that to stop you from coming to the continent.
Yeah, um, the U.S. I forget what year it is. I want to say it's 2019 or 2020. They've had over 24,000 mass shootings. Isn't it something? Don't quote me on that number now because it's been a while since I researched this. But I was like in awe, like wow, that many mass shootings happen in the U.S. There's a lot of shootings happen in the U.S. Right? When a shooting happened here, it travels throughout the country. Like these people are on alert because this just don't happen like this all the time in the country of Ghana. Right? Maybe in some other countries, but don't happen here in Ghana like that. Yes, there's crime here. On every level, there's crime here. Right? Yeah, they got a prison here, so they got to have some crime. Right? Every country has some crime, but nobody wants you. To go along with her crime, the point that she had about crime, I have one that says the fear sometimes what stop people from coming here is they are afraid of them being robbed. And that goes along with the segment that she got with crime. Look, we're not saying that robbery don't happen because they do happen. It may happen at knife point. It may happen. Theft may happen when you're away from your place and you didn't fortify your place enough, or it's an inside job. The people that you had working around your house broke into your house and stole your stuff. So yes, certain things like that do happen. It's up to you to do your due diligence and make sure your property and you are safe. If you see something that don't look attractive to you, don't look well to you, make sure you get out of that environment. Make sure you let your guide know, the taxi driver know, whatever it is. The people know that hey, I'm out. But just be safe no matter where you go at. You have to guard yourself in the U.S. a lot.
Right.
Trust me, I know. So, do you have another?
Well, I had poverty, but you kind of touched on that. That was one of my fears of coming to Ghana, and then safety touched on that as well. It's not we. I don't think there's ever been a time where we felt unsafe.
Right.
Um, and we've been in a lot of areas only because we've been inquisitive. We wanted to walk through villages. We walked through them, ate at the villages. We chatted with the villages. Everywhere we go, we meet somebody. So there's never been a time we've ever felt unsafe.
Never felt like okay, let me get up out of here.
Right,
My life may be taken in a moment.
right,
So, no, I've never
right.
felt that.
No, so I can scratch that one off of my list. As far as one of my fears of coming to Ghana before I came to Ghana. And if you had that fear, you can scratch it off.
I think another point that I want to make is that because it's like what she said, it's the perception of television, but it's people living in the trees. Now, I ain't ever seen nobody living in the tree unless they created a house in a tree
Right.
for enjoyment and
Well,
pleasure.
that was one.
Yeah, I've actually seen a house here.
No, I'm saying for free.
Well,
They was
they say
talking
that
about
they
living
always talk about people living in the trees. Come on, you nobody living in no doggone trees.
No, let me tell you, they have crows.
As a matter of fact,
They,
there was
they
something
just
right
left.
back there.
They have crows about this big
Yeah, they
over
big. They
here.
look like ravens, but it's
We've
something cool.
seen in 2018 we were on the VIP bus. We've seen bats. It was like it had thousands of bats in this one huge tree, and they were huge. There's no one living in the trees with these crows and these. fast. I'm telling you, and not even the natives.
Yeah. So don't worry, nobody's living in the trees,
No.
right? Another one that goes along with this one is lions or animals eating the people.
We always get that question.
Yeah,
Are y'all out there with the lions?
lions. You got to understand this one thing that lions are massive prey animals, and they have to have a lot of food to eat because they travel in packs, right? And where their food is, the food is either um, Cape buffalo, um, hippopotamus if they can ever wrestle one of them down, um, wildebeest, antelope, certain types of deers. They will eat almost anything if they can get their teeth fangs into it. A lion will eat almost anything, right? But where those animals live at, the grazing pasture have to be very massive, like the Serengeti. They have to be very massive for these animals to be out there. So you're talking about thousands of miles out in the middle of nowhere. Only people that have been raised around there can live there. Of course, you can too if you lived in the village amongst the people, because they will let you know where to go and where not to go, where the lions at. The
And if you
lions,
go on safaris,
yeah, unless you go on safaris,
right?
but lions don't normally come where people are living. That's not. And you've seen some documentaries, and these documentaries are 30 years old, where they have tracked down the lion, this beast, he's man eater, and all that stuff like that. That stuff like that don't happen often. Even if that, we don't even know if that's a true documentary. Sorry, whether or not that happened or not, we don't know if that happened or didn't happen. They make so mass media is something else. That's another point. Don't let mass media from the West, stop you from coming visit the continent, the motherland.
Right,
Don't
right.
do that.
Because that was the objective in the beginning when they first created that stuff. Stop people from coming to the continent.
Absolutely, don't want you to come home. Right.
My my last point, a fear that kept me from coming to Ghana, was finances. You think about, can I afford it? You know, we know that the flight tickets are or the most expensive. That's the most expensive thing out of the entire trip, to be honest with you, are the flight tickets. And they're not that expensive. You just have to find out when you come and just kind of monitor the forecast of the flight rates. Um, but I mean, because you don't want to get anywhere and get stranded. Basically, you don't have the money to sustain. But it's totally inexpensive over here as long as you, like we shared in another segment, as long as you plan, you budget, you allocate funds properly, you'll be all right. Like I say, the most expensive thing is like
And listen, they're not gonna let you buy a one way ticket.
no.
Now you can buy one way tickets, but normally they don't sell you a one way ticket. Well, you can choose to get a one way ticket. You can actually choose change that on your search. But normally they sell the ticket as a round trip because they know you're coming back, right? And we know that those that are going one way and you'll buy your ticket here to go back. That's okay. You got the money to do it. You already strategized. So
But
so
it's actually cheaper sometimes, most of the time, to get a round trip ticket.
yeah.
It is.
So you got a way back, and you have to eat a lot of fufu if you run out of money.
Nasty.
It's acquired taste.
It is, but it's not acquired by me.
Well, don't
My
say it's nasty.
Well, it's for me. That's my taste buds. But my children asked me last night about food, and I had to share with them how food tastes to me.
She said she liked Banku better, and I think that
I
nasty
do.
probably wasn't the best word.
Well,
So
I
I
mean,
think that you just don't like it,
I don't like it. Well,
right?
it's
Because it's not nasty to the
well,
people that
I'm
grew
being
up on it.
honest that it is nasty to my taste buds.
Yeah, just say you don't like it.
Right? Well,
There
I
you
don't
go.
like it.
There you go.
My choice of words, right?
Because
My opinion.
if you
I'm not.
say
I don't mean to offend
well,
anyone.
no, but you're degrading the culture when you say it's nasty. Nasty is like something that's almost like vulgar, or because if I fix a plate of collard greens and they like, ooh, nasty, I'm like, well, I've been raised upon it. It can't be that bad, is it? She says a
I
choice
mean,
of
we
words.
have Ghanaian friends that we go to some restaurants here and we try to get stuff that's close. as close to American food as we can from time to time. And we have our Ghanaian friends that
But they
doesn't
don't.
even
But
like.
they don't like it. That's the key word. They don't
Right.
like it, but they never say, "Oh, it's nasty." They'll just say, wrap it up and say, "Well, I may eat it later," something like that. But they never say it's
What
nasty.
nasty was giving a word to describe something. Okay,
But you can,
maybe I shouldn't have used nasty, but
yeah. There you go.
it
Thank
was
you.
it was. Well, what I say distasteful? That's like the same. I didn't like it. I just say that I didn't like it.
Simple.
So if I offended you, I apologize. But
Yeah.
I
Don't
didn't.
worry,
I
I
didn't like
got
it.
her. Cause I wouldn't want nobody to say that about my food. I would just say, oh, you
No,
just
I mean, but
because
you
most
have
of the
to be
time
open to
when you see
opinion.
people don't eat it, you put something on their plate that you labeled over and cooked them on. You don't want them to tell you that it's nasty. You have to say, yeah, I really didn't like it. I didn't have this like that. You know, my mom cooked it a little different. I didn't like it. It's something I'm not used to.
Okay.
Another thing is, um, don't know where to start because a lot of people that fears of visiting Ghana is that they don't really know where to start. Well, we could tell you, it won't take a long time to tell you where to start. First of all, find out what your tickets will cost you to and from Ghana. Then start once you know what the price is on that, you need to make sure that you have a passport and a visa. Right? Once you take care of those, that's all in your budget. Make sure you know how long you want to stay. You want to stay 1 week, 2 weeks. I advise you don't stay 1 week because it takes you so long to get here.
Right.
Right? You at least need 2 weeks to be able to see certain things.
Right.
And if you're gonna stay, I think if you're gonna stay 2 weeks, then just learn everything you can. Stay around the Accra area. That way you maximize your 2 weeks. But if you're gonna stay a month, then you can get around to Kumasi, Takoradi, Cape
Right.
Coast, the northern region, um, Tamale. You gonna stay that long, you can visit a lot of different regions of Ghana, and every region is a little bit different, right? But 2 weeks, I would just stay in Accra. I wouldn't even be, because you'll be spending a lot of time traveling to these other places, then coming back. So you're eating up really a whole day going, and then you come back, yeah, it's one whole day that you're spending. But just start at those, plan your budget, find your nice hotel. You got different range, different sorts of price ranges, all the way down from renting a house. You could do that Airbnb, and it's doable. If you're gonna go to Disney World, at least do this one time, because the money you're gonna spend at Disney World for 1 and 2 weeks, and then the tickets. Well, I know Disney price is down now because nobody really going,
Right.
but
It's only if you have a large family. It varies according to your family.
yeah. So, and I would say first time, if you got the money to bring your child, it's a good thing that your child see this. But I think for your or children, but I think the first time is probably not something that if you had never been, you want to come and scope this out. A lot of people bring their children first time. They want to make all experience it together as a family. Nothing wrong with that. Um, some people have a fear if they might like it. What if I like it?
And don't want to go back home.
Right. Well, hey, it sets you up a strategy. If you like it, you think you could do this. You think that your money could afford you the lifestyle here better than the U.S. Set up your strategy and a plan. It's doable. Some people don't want to come because they're afraid of the food. They're like, well, what am I gonna eat over there the whole time if I can't get my collard greens? I can't get my potato salad, macaroni and cheese, and the greens and stuff with the ham hocks, pigtails, and all that stuff. And y'all know what I'm talking about. And you can't get your crabs the way you want the crab. Look, let me tell you something. This is worth going without all of those things that you have,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't see none of that stuff. I haven't seen any of those things here yet.
You see, potato salad.
I've seen potato salad. They do it a different way. But
Kale.
kale, I've seen kale. I haven't seen the collards now, but I've seen a green. I think it might be like a spinach, but they call it contumely or whatever. So I've seen that. But anyway, um, some people don't want to visit because they say that I love the U.S. You love the U.S. You're probably gonna die in the U.S. You're probably gonna stay in the U.S. And hey, more power, more love to you. Look, we're getting ready to sign off on this one.
All right.
Don't forget to
Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and comment.
all right till next time.
Say,
Peace. Peace.